Hey everyone, how are you doing today? It's Marla. Hopefully everyone is doing well. This is going to be just a really quick introduction to this what I eat in a day video. Normally I just show you what I eat and then the video is over with, but this one is going to be a little different. I'm doing an intro because when I originally filmed this what I eat in a day video, if there's some noise, it is because I'm babysitting my neighbor's dog. There we go. Yes, babysitting. So now I have 3 dogs again in the house. But anyway, when I originally filmed this what I eat in a day video, it was before I saw my neurologist, who is the doctor that follows me for my fibro and for my small fiber neuropathy. The reason I titled this Fibromyalgia and what I eat in a day video and kind of changing my diet was because the change in the diet came as a result from speaking to my neurologist. When I originally filmed this video, I really feel and still feel that the items of food I'm going to show you are extremely healthy, have good protein in them, and really could help you maintain your weight or even lose weight if you are really kind of strict about limiting a lot of excess carbohydrates and sweets and things like that. I'm trying to see how I'm going to do this. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I originally filmed for what I eat in a day video and how I have now changed it as a result of seeing my neurologist. And my neurologist just can't seem to come up with a reason why I have small fiber neuropathy, and sometimes they can't figure out why you have neuropathy. When I was doing a glucose intolerance test, I think that's what it's called, I came up a little hypoglycemic, and apparently my neurologist said that can sometimes be an indicator of someone that may be kind of going into a pre-diabetic stage. And my father had diabetes, but his was late onset, which I guess is type 2 diabetes, and he really had no control over his diet. He ate very poorly, had no desire to change his diet, ended up on medication as a result of it. My neurologist had me do another test, and I think what it does is kind of looks at your resistance to insulin. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it looks at kind of a whole picture, months worth of how I have been responding, or my body has been responding to sugar. And from that, he is going to probably give me some information as to whether or not he thinks I am pre-diabetic or not. If I am pre-diabetic, that would answer some questions about why I have neuropathy, because a lot of people that have diabetes end up a lot of times with neuropathy. Usually not this early on, but you know, who knows? If that is true, I haven't gotten the results back from this last test. If that comes back that I am having some issues, I'm even going to restrict my diet even more. His main thing was, for right now, he wants me to be extremely strict about my carbohydrate intake. Brown rice is okay, quinoa is fine, no white rice, no processed kind of white breads, things like that. Low-fat milk or non-fat milk and cheeses. I can have non-fat plain yogurt with some like raspberries or a couple blueberries in there. Lean meats, obviously, stay away from sugar. I'm going to show you kind of the diet plan I originally had done in this video, and I was going to show you guys. And then I'm going to compare that to the diet plan I'm doing now, assuming that I may possibly be pre-diabetic. The other thing I've been reading a lot on is I do a little bit of intermittent fasting, and there's kind of been pros and cons as to whether or not somebody that's pre-diabetic should do intermittent fasting. It looks like from some studies that people that eat a lot of small meals all day long are constantly, I guess, spiking their glucose, insulin, I'm not quite sure, but they're spiking, and actually people that have done intermittent fasting have had better results with their numbers, but the official kind of diabetic website is not behind intermittent fasting yet, as far as I know. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but my main goal in this video is to show you how I've restructured my diet to help with possibly being pre-diabetic. This would help with anything. It's a really super healthy diet now with the restriction of carbohydrates. My neurologist thinks carbohydrates are evil. He says they have a lot of sugar in them, especially the processed, white breads, things like that, pizzas. He wants me to stay away from sodium, all of that stuff, and sugar. When I did my original fibromyalgia video, I had one person, one male, come on there and tell me, shame on me for not telling people that there is a cure out there for neuropathy and their fibromyalgia. And the cure is, it is IVIG therapy. IVIG stands for Intravenous Immunoglobulin therapy. I ran this past my neurologist recently. I brought some studies that I pulled off the web and asked him about this. Number one, it's extremely expensive. I think it's like $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, something crazy. I think $5,000 a month, and I don't think most insurance companies will cover it. But I asked him, let's say this was not an expensive treatment. Take costs completely off the table. Would you treat me with IVIG therapy and would it work? And his response was, no way. Number one, IVIG therapy works for a certain group of people with certain conditions. My condition is not one of them. My neuropathy is not the same, for example, as someone else's neuropathy, nor is it the same as someone that has lesions on their spine or in their brain or has MS or something like that. A lot of times IVIG you will see associated with people being treated for their MS. There have been some people across the country or some clinics that say they are using IVIG, intravenous immunoglobulin therapy, on people for their neuropathy. They're saying that it can reverse it, that it can cure it, that it can prevent it from getting worse. I asked him, he said that number one, even if cost wasn't an issue, there is only a certain small group of patients for which IVIG therapy would even benefit them. For the right person, for example, you could take somebody that's bedridden, and for the right person, you can give them intravenous immunoglobulin therapy and they could be dancing down the streets. But it doesn't work across the board for everyone. And to tell people that there is a cure for your small fiber neuropathy and your fibromyalgia is not true. IVIG therapy comes with really, really high risks. It can give you a stroke. It can give you blood clots. It can kill you. It is not something to go into lightly. It's a very serious treatment, and not everyone benefits from it. Just because a clinic somewhere in the country says it's treating something with a particular therapy and, oh, you're going to be cured or it's going to be reversed, doesn't necessarily make it so. Just because physicians are running a clinic doesn't mean it's legitimate or it's really a safe thing to be doing. I trust my neurologist. He's really bright. He probably administers more IVIG therapy than anyone in the state of Colorado. And he said, no way. It doesn't work for everybody. It's only a small percentage of people that it works for. Your neurologist can evaluate you for that to let you know, hey, I think this may work for you. Even if he thought it would work for me, it would be something that I wouldn't go into lightly, because it could kill me. It could give me a stroke. It could give me a blood clot. He said it's really a serious drug to be taking. You just don't go into it lightly. I just wanted to clear that up. I don't want to ramble on and on about it, but I just wanted to get that in on this video. Let's get started with the modified, new, revamped What I Eat in a Day video. Take care and let's get going. This was the original breakfast I made. It was half of a banana put onto a skewer. I have organic peanut butter that I ground from my local grocery store. I'm putting on a sprinkle of granola, some chia seeds, and then I wrapped it up, popped it in the freezer, and would have eaten it the next day for my breakfast. This is what I'm eating now. Any of you that take opioids or have an opioid patch understand why I am eating shredded wheat. Opioids give you major constipation, so I have to have some fiber in my diet, and shredded wheat seems to do the trick. I know there are carbohydrates in there, but there's zero sugar, and it just helps me with my digestion. Another thing I'd like to mention to people that do have problems with constipation is you are able to take colace and also magnesium oxide. which is very good at helping keeping you regular without having to resort to any prescription medication. I spoke with my gastroenterologist and he suggested both Colace and magnesium oxide. I take magnesium oxide probably 500 milligrams twice a day, and that really helps me greatly. You can see I am using shredded wheat now for breakfast. I put a little bit of organic non-fat milk on it, and that is my early morning breakfast. If you've seen any of my other What I Eat in a Day videos, you would know I used to use a lot of silk almond creamer. Right now, all I do is put 2 tablespoons of this particular creamer in. It has 15 calories per tablespoon, and I think just about 2 grams of sugar per tablespoon. So I've really cut back on the sugar that I put in my coffee in the morning. It's now about 10 o'clock and I'm going to have sort of a mid-morning snack. Normally before this, I would have had either a bowl of fruit or some type of rice cake, something like that. But I'm going to have instead a small handful of protein. Today I'm going to eat some raw hazelnuts, and I find that nuts really give me a lot of energy, and they're also a good protein source for this particular type of diet. It is now lunchtime. This was the original salad that I had in the video. All in all, I think it's a fairly healthy salad. It has some strawberries on it, mandarin oranges, cut up pieces of lettuce, and a regular salad dressing. The only changes that I made were I took off the sweet fruit and instead added a little bit of avocado for nice healthy fats and a little bit of protein. And I also added a very small amount of this salad topper. The main ingredients in this salad topper are nuts and just a little bit of cranberries. Cranberries are what's giving it its natural sugars. Therefore, I am using a smaller amount of this on my salad. But all those nuts also give me a little bit of protein. I'm going to do a little drizzle of olive oil on it instead of putting regular salad dressing, and just a lot of organic apple cider vinegar. So I stopped using store-bought regular salad dressing, and instead I'm using apple cider vinegar with olive oil. I also have some black beans on there for a little bit more protein. That should last me probably till I have maybe a little bit of a snack before I have a later dinner. I got a little distracted today, did not have any afternoon snacks. My family wanted me to make some hamburgers for everybody. So instead of being excluded, I made a hamburger for myself. I used extra lean hamburger meat. I baked mine and I just have some mustard on mine. I'm not eating any bun and having some green beans. My family is actually having theirs grilled with a bun and a baked potato and the string beans. So this is what I ate today. This is kind of how I've been modifying my diet a little bit. I'm hoping that the changes will help with my pain and possibly with my small fiber neuropathy. We shall see. I'll let you know how the testing turns out. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye from Marla.